But right now, we want to get to our justice correspondent, Candace Kelley, with a look at where everything stands and what we can expect next. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning.
There has been a lot of very graphic testimony. Where do you think the trial is going to head next?
Well, the prosecution has to make their case and bring more of the expert type of witnesses that we heard last week. We heard from a DNA expert. We heard from the Department of Homeland Security, who checked out the electronic devices of R. Kelly, including the iPad that we've heard about during this explosive testimony, as well as texts that he had written. So we're also going to hear from experts to talk about this whole idea of the Stockholm Syndrome. This is how the prosecution is really going to make their case so that the jurors can understand if these girls did want to leave, then why did they stay? Some of them for a half decade. So in terms of those types of witnesses, more expert testimony. And of course, we're going to hear from other witnesses. We haven't heard from another young male that we heard about in the indictment. We haven't heard from other people in the indictment, too, who were said to have worked on behalf of R. Kelly and have already pleaded guilty to certain crimes involving R. Kelly that would make the case that this was some type of racketeering involved. So a lot more to go. I would say that we are halfway there.
And Candace, when you talk about the Stockholm Syndrome, I think that's really important because one of the things that I've been keying into is I listen to the defendants or the alleged victims, rather. I wonder, you kind of get the feeling that they're protecting him. And so the Stockholm Syndrome would play into why that might be an issue. But just take us back. What are the different charges that he's facing at this point?
So R. Kelly could potentially spend the rest of his life in jail because of the number of charges that he is looking at. First of all, we're looking at the RICO statute, these racketeering charges. We're looking at kidnapping. We're looking at the sexual exploitation of a child. Forced labor charges are also involved. And certainly, finally, the Mann Act, and that involves crossing women and men in terms of the law, but in this case, men and women in terms of crossing the lines, state lines, for the purposes of prostitution. So when we look at all of that, we're looking at a case where he could potentially spend the rest of his life in jail.
And what are some of the potential implications of this case in your perspective?
Well, the implications are really big. Well, first of all, because when we look at when the Me Too movement really started in terms of the hashtag, though it started back in around 2009, in terms of the hashtag, 2019, 2017 is when it became popular. Well, we've been hearing about these allegations against R. Kelly for decades, but nothing has really stuck, even when it went to trial. So now we're in a situation where we are finally hearing from a number of witnesses who are saying that this did, in fact, happen to me, and this is a federal case. This is also the first time that we're hearing from women of color. So when we talk about Harvey Weinstein and we look at Bill Cosby, even though he got convicted and is no longer in jail on a technicality, these were mostly white women who made these accusations, and these were wins for the prosecution. What about now? This is why all eyes are on this case. What about now when young Black women are finally having their day in court? Will people listen? Will the jury understand that potentially, in terms of what the prosecution wants jurors to understand, is this something that they should be believed? Is this something that, where R. Kelly is going to jail? People are going to be comparing all of these cases in terms of what it means for women of color and how their truths are accepted in the court of law.
Well, convicted or not, we know that this will not be the end of Kelly's legal troubles. He's facing charges in other states. So what do we know about the latest on those fronts?
Yeah, we are looking at federal charges in Minnesota. We are also looking at state and federal charges when it comes to Minnesota and Illinois, when it comes to child pornography and sexual exploitation and prostitution. And then I am sure that he has opened himself up at this point for more civil cases, as we know from hearing from a bunch of these witnesses that there were a number of payouts. In fact, last week we heard about a young woman who got $200,000 because she said that R. Kelly gave her herpes without letting her know that he had herpes before they had sexual intercourse. I would say that more of that is coming in terms of cases and allegations and lawsuits against R. Kelly on the civil level also. That, I bet, is coming.
Another big talker this week I want to get your perspective on Drake's recent album. It lists R. Kelly as a co-lyricist, and as we reported, you could sort of faintly hear one of R. Kelly's songs in the background of a clip, and so Drake's team says that's why they had to list him. What's your perspective on that?
You know, I think that this is interesting to look at and something that people should pay attention to in terms of music rights and kind of what people put into their music in terms of their association. As we know, Lady Gaga didn't want to be affiliated with R. Kelly anymore, and the song that she had with R. Kelly was pulled from Spotify based upon her request. What does this mean when R. Kelly's credits are on somebody else's album? Well, we know that somebody like Drake had the opportunity to actually remove the song if he wanted to, right? Even if it was already done, he could have removed the song. He chose not to. This also means too that it wasn't necessarily that R. Kelly was in the studio during the time that all of these allegations exploded. This is something that often happens. You sample somebody's record and you have to give somebody the right monies and the right royalties for that. So all of that makes sense. On the other end, I'm sure that the accusers are hoping that maybe R. Kelly does make some money from somewhere, because at this point his net worth is worth in the negative. But if he does continue to make money, this is probably monies that will go to his victims. So there are a lot of ways to look at it. But the bottom line is that any artist that doesn't want to be associated with R. Kelly, well, then don't work with him, don't sample him, and don't put him on any of the songs. And if there are songs that he is on, you do have the opportunity, as Drake did, to take that song off of the album, which he did not. So a lot of people are saying that this goes to what he thinks about R. Kelly and maybe that he doesn't care. You know, the verdict is out on that, but my opinion is that if it was used, money is owed to R. Kelly and his estate.
Wow, so interesting. Thank you so much, Justice Correspondent Candace Kelley. Appreciate your insight.